G'day, how's it going? Today we're having another look at the BlackMagic ATEM Mini, in particular the picture-in-picture functions. Firstly, the functions that are on the BlackMagic deck itself, and then we're going to be having a look at some pro functions that you can use out of the software to tweak it around and make it exactly how you want it to be. Stick around and find out about all of that. G'day, thanks for sticking around. So we're going to have a look at this ATEM Mini again today, and in particular the picture-in-picture functions, as I was saying. First of all, the functions on the deck itself, and then we're going to have a look at the ATEM software control and look at some really good pro features and stuff that you might not be aware of, and some really cool things you can do to pick some really good picture-in-picture effects out for your streaming or videos or conferences or all sorts of things like that. Now, I've got a setup here with 3 cameras on it, and my monitor also with an HDMI feed into the ATEM Mini. So there's this camera here I'm looking at, I've got a second camera over here, and I've got a third camera pointing down here at the ATEM, and my fourth button here is showing the ATEM software control. So let's start by having a look at the control surface. Now we've got this cluster of buttons up here. There are 4 buttons that let you choose which corner of the screen you want to put a picture-in-picture effect into, and that picture-in-picture effect is always going to be fed off this first channel. So this image here, the HDMI that's plugged into that one, that camera or that feed is always going to be the one that's in picture-in-picture when you're using the deck as it is. You can do something about that later, and I'll show you that coming up soon, so stick around. On the deck here, straight away what we'll do is we'll just play with this thing, and I'll go for the top left corner, and I'm going to put on. There you go, that's me up here in the top left corner. Pretty cool. I can go down to the bottom corner here. I can also send myself up here and right down there as well. So you've got those 4 options, and they're really easy to use. That's pretty much all there is to it if you just want to use that. If you click away from this feed to another feed, the picture-in-picture won't necessarily come with you, so you have to turn that back on again. You can change that in the settings so that it does stay on. Now if you come and open the ATEM setup software, you can click on the first icon here, which is the settings for the ATEM, and you've got this picture-in-picture key option here, and it says to drop it with a transition. That's the one that means it'll go away if you're doing a video transition, or you can choose to stay with the transition. What I'm going to do right now, so we can keep our picture-in-picture effect and choose when it disappears or stays, I'm going to click that and click save. Right, now if I turn picture-in-picture on, hey look, there I am again up in the top corner. And now if I cut back to the ATEM surface itself, I'm still here. There I am, right there, that's me. Pretty cool. Okay, so the next one I'm going to show you is using the ATEM software control to change how the picture-in-picture looks and some other things you can do with it. What I'm going to do here is cut back to the monitor here. As you can see, I'm here up in the corner, and the transition is turned on here, as you can see. Now the picture-in-picture uses this Upstream Key 1 to do all of its stuff, so the buttons on the deck are using this thing here. So I'm going to click on that Upstream one, and it's going to open up a few palettes of things in here, so we can just have a quick look at those. We don't need to really get into them. It's this one at the end here, the DVE tab, that you want to have a look at. Now the first thing in here is the fill source. So this is your picture-in-picture thing, and it's got the camera 1 as the fill source here. I can change that here to camera 2, and now the picture-in-picture is coming off this camera up on the side here. So first of all, that's the first thing you can do, is you can choose which camera has the feed. It can even be the same one that's in the feed, and you get this interesting loop back thing going on, but we won't do that. So here you go. We can jump back into here. Other thing you can do is use one of your media players if you've got anything in it. I don't at the moment, but you can put a graphic or something into the media player and have that come up in your picture-in-picture as well, or a straight color, or some color bars, all sorts of things you can add into there. Quite neat, really. But for now, we'll just go back to camera 1, and I'm going to show you some positioning tricks with it. Now, these things here are the positioning and size settings for the picture-in-picture. The first thing I'm going to do is increase the size of it, so I'm going to double it and take it from 0.2 to 0.4. Now you can see there's that little lock icon is set in the middle, so that's going to be making sure that those have the same value all the time. And now that I've made that 0.4, you can see that the picture-in-picture up on the top of the screen there is twice the size it was. It's actually going off the side of the screen, so I'm going to move that inwards a little bit. There you go. And I'm going to move it down a wee bit as well, so that it's there well inside the screen. You can actually move that around anywhere you want in the window, and it'll go there. Now all around here kind of blends in with the picture. You can see it's just no real edges on this picture-in-picture box. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come down to the border settings. There we go, and I can click on border, the color there, and I'm going to make that white, considering I've got quite a dark image here, and click OK. There you go, I've got a white border. There was actually a thin black border there before, but you couldn't really see it because this is a dark image, and this around me here is all a darker image as well. So I'll go for the white one. If you want, you can make that any color you like. Yeah, so I could go yellow if I wanted to. There you go, nice yellow border. Now what I can also do is change the width of that border. So the outer width I can make any width I like, really huge or quite tiny, and the inner width you can make bigger or small as well. So what it does is it increases the size of the border both inside and outside the edge of the bounding box of the picture-in-picture. You can work that one out. So this one here comes into the picture, so it's inside the edge, and I'm just going to make that 0.1. You can't see this, but I'm actually typing that in from the keyboard. Hit enter. There you go. And the outer width I can make that, say, that wide. You can come down and do some neat stuff with this thing here, and I can soften the outer border and give it a nice fuzzy edge, and I can just change the overall border opacity and lighten it off. You can do some really cool stuff with this, as you can see. So you can vignette it out, you can make it heavy, wide, whatever color you want. Yeah, and have some really good fun with this thing. There's some other settings down the bottom there that I haven't played with yet. I'm pretty sure I will eventually, because I can't help myself. But for now I'm just going to leave that a nice fine yellow key line. If you are playing with this sort of stuff and you're using it, keep it elegant, will you? Don't get too tacky with it, because otherwise it'll look like a bad 80s movie or TV program or something. So there you have it. Now there's one thing to watch out for here. If you turn the keyer on or off, so I'll just switch to here, and you can see if I turn that off, I disappear. If I turn it on, I reappear. If I turn it off, I disappear. If I turn it on, I reappear. Now if you choose one of these things here, that runs a little script that sends some sizes back to over there, over that way. This is really disorienting trying to do this in the picture. So over there you can see these position and size. That'll get reset if you hit these buttons here on the ATEM, so watch out for that one. I'll show you what I mean. If I click on there you go, it goes back to the original size and position. Notice the border stays where it is, so that's fine. I can move that around and I've still got that yellow keyline border, but yeah, so all around me I've got this thing here still. That's fine, but the size has changed, so I'm just going to go back over and make that a bit bigger again. Whoops, that's the position. which I'll take in there, and I'll bring that down there because I can, and I'll make that size 0.4. 0.4 is 40% of the screen size, by the way. Okie dokie, well, there we have it. That's some pretty cool stuff, I guess. Now you know a lot more about the ATEM Mini from BlackMagic Design than you did 15 minutes ago. So, can't complain about that really, can you? If you enjoyed this, please do click that subscribe button there. If you want to see more videos, click there and there. And I will see you later, I guess. Have a good one. Leave any comments below if there's something else you want me to look at or dig into as well. I can do that. Bye.